What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Les. On today's video I'm gonna review my DRZ 400 Supermoto. If you like bike content and stuff what I'm doing, consider subscribing and hit the like and notification buttons, please. I would highly appreciate it. So let's see what we have here. This is my 2016 DRZ 400 SM in the best color scheme, in my opinion. White with blue anodized rims. This is a long-term review of this bike because I bought it near new. It had only had 7 kilometers on it. So it's an ex-demo. And I've done 25,000 kilometers on it, so I thought I'd give you my opinion about it, and might helps you with your buying decision in the future, or even whenever you consider something like that. Alright, so the DRZ 400 is a predecessor of the DR350. The original DRZ 400 came out in 2000 in enduro version, with normal telescopic forks, and the Supermoto version with 17-inch wheels came in 2005. So we've got 17-inch wheels back and front, and the big difference between the enduro and the Supermoto is the fork. For example, this is the upside down fork from the RMZ 400. And also we have the RMZ swinging arm at the back. So some really nice high-end motocross components which make this bike, I think, a little bit better than the enduro. So at least more appropriate for street riding. The heart of this bike is a 398cc single liquid cooled. As you can see, we have two radiators, one here and another one here. So liquid cooled single with dual overhead cams and 4 valves on the cylinder. We have a 5-gear gearbox, so it's pretty typical for a dirt bike. And yeah, this power plant produces 33 horsepower in the stock form, and it's pretty peppy. It's actually enough for me. It's a nice step. Before this bike I had the CRF 250L at 2014, and this bike is so much stronger. It's so much fun. It weighs 144 kilos wet, so it's much lighter than other road bikes, naked bikes for example, and you can feel that. So you can really move this bike around so easily, left and right, no problem. It's so nimble. So yeah, a 9-liter fuel tank. It doesn't have a fuel gauge, unfortunately. So what you need to do is you need to use the fuel tap. You see there is on, reserve and off. So basically once the bike dies down, you just switch this over to the reserve, and then you have another 30 k's till the next fuel stop. You have it's obviously carbureted, being an old school bike, and we have the choke here which you can adjust in 2 stages. This is 1 and that's 2. So that's that. Very simple setup. Plastics very durable, nothing flimsy on them. They're very flexible. You can really do whatever with them. They bend back to original position. We have a nice front disc, single disc with 2 piston calipers from Nissin. Pretty good, does its job. At the rear we have a single piston caliper from Nissin as well, and the disc is not factory anymore. I had to change it because once I drove off with the disc lock on it and it warped the disc, so I had to chuck the factory disc, which is not a big deal. And at the same time I put on this disc protector in case some rock hits it or something like that. Yeah, so this bike is really easily modifiable, so you can upgrade this motor if you want. What most people do, they rejet the carbs with a different jet kit, and they do the 4x4 mode, which is here under the seat, the airbox, opening up the airbox, and with that you already gain maybe a nice sport filter. You can gain about 10 horsepower. But 33 is honestly is enough, I think. And the reason I didn't modify it, and of course you need an exhaust for the 40 horsepower, but the reason I didn't do it because I wanted to keep the range. With a 9-liter tank I can do like 225 kilometers, so about 150 miles, which is pretty good. So I average about 4 liters on 100 k's, so 3.8, something like this. Yeah, so I do a lot of long distance riding on it, hence I needed the longer range. And yeah, that's why I didn't modify it. I did modify a few things, but not the motor itself. So I have the Acerbis hand guards. These are pretty cool in my opinion. And it's not just for the looks, it's basically because I ride in colder temperatures as well. So it protects my hand from the wind blast, and it's nice going longer distance. I also added a rack, so I can put on some stuff. You can go smaller grocery shopping or something like that with it, no problem. What I also did, I replaced the indicators because the factory indicators were horrible. So I added these. These are Italian, if I'm not mistaken, as well. It's Barracuda. Yeah, they are very, very bright LEDs. And at the front, I just have the eBay special. Really cheap indicators, but they do work okay as well. For the LEDs, because they have less resistance, it just flashes really fast. So you need, for that you need a resistor. That has been put on this bike, so that makes it flash at the normal rate, which is good. At the back is just a bulb. Very simple setup. Down here there was a big reflector, red reflector, which I hated, so I chopped it off and replaced it with this just underneath. What I also did do is I put on semi off-road tires. So these are Metzler Caros, so it's block tires. Pretty good on the dirt, but also enough grip on the twists on tarmac, so it's pretty good. So at the back is the Caro 3, where the blocks are a little bit further off from each other, and the front is a Caro Street, where the blocks are smaller and closer together. So the difference is because this is a 150 rear section, and if I wanted to have the Caro Street at the back, it was only in 160 available. And if you look at the space there, so this is at the limit already. You can't really put anything more than 150 on this bike. It comes factory with a 140 70-17 and then 120 70-17 in the front. So it is what it is. You can't really go wider because it doesn't fit in the swinging arm. Yeah, I'm happy with these tires, but if you have proper road tires like a Bridgestone or a Michelin road tire, the grip is even higher, and this bike is so fun in a twist. It's so cool. Alright, so let's give it a start up and see how it sounds with the stock pipe. What's interesting is also the headlight is a glass. So modern bikes are all plastic, but this is glass, being an older bike, and the advantage of that is that it can't fade. The Australian sun is really tough, so that fades and destroys the plastic headlights really quickly, but this one will always stay like this, always stay the same, so that's good. Alrighty, let's fire it up for you and see how this puppy starts with a cold start. So as you can tell, 25,149 kilometers so far. It's pretty good. This dash is really missing a gear indicator and the tacho. There is no tacho, so you can't see how much the bike revs. You can only hear it and feel it. So this is a big drawback on this bike. And of course, the 6-gear gearbox would be nice. Instead of 5 gears only, just having an overdrive to make highway use a little bit easier on the bike and reduce the fuel consumption. So that's really a downside of this bike, but I can live with that. Alright, let's give it a start. Need to pull the clutch on this bike. And the choke. There you go. So it's really quiet with the stock exhaust. Really quiet. But I don't mind it, because when you live together with other people in an apartment house, for example, then you can make people a little bit pissed if your bike is crazy loud. So it's better to, for me, it's better to keep it a bit more quiet. Alright, let's push the choke back. So this is the normal idle. Just put this hand support on it. In long distance riding, it makes it easier, more comfy.